You're tuning into The Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something really important for a lot of you. Nailing job interviews where English is essential. Think of this as, well, your fast-track guide to understanding why English communication counts so much and, how to really put your best foot forward.
Exactly.
We've looked into resources focused specifically on English in interviews, and our mission today is pretty simple. Pull out the key strategies to help you use English effectively no matter where your skills are right now.
Yeah, it's really not about being absolutely perfect grammatically. It's more about communicating effectively, showing your potential.
Okay, so let's start there. Why is English such a big deal in interviews these days?
Well, it's really become the default language for international business. I mean, even if the company's right here in your country, chances are you'll interact with overseas clients, maybe colleagues.
Right, global projects and things.
Exactly. So speaking English confidently in that interview, it basically tells them you're prepped for that global environment.
That makes sense.
Actually, one source put it really well. They said, speaking English well in an interview tells the employer, I'm ready for global business.
Wow, yeah, that's direct. Puts it right from the employer's viewpoint. But like you said, it's not just about perfect sentences, is it? What are interviewers really listening for beyond just the vocabulary?
Good question. They're tuning into several things. How clear your pronunciation is, your tone, do you sound confident? Can you answer without, really long, awkward pauses?
Okay. Fluency, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Expressing yourself smoothly. And using professional language helps, too. Thinking about words related to, say, teamwork or initiative, deadlines, being adaptable.
Ah, the kind of language that shows you get the business world.
Precisely. Because if you really struggle to get your points across, it can create some doubt, unfortunately, even if your CV is fantastic.
Right, so you need to sound competent in English, not just be competent on paper. Now, something helpful our source mentioned, interviews often follow predictable patterns, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge advantage. You often get the same core questions again and again.
Like the classics.
Yeah, tell me about yourself, strengths and weaknesses. Why this job? Tell me about a time you solved a problem. Those ones.
Which means you can actually prepare answers beforehand.
Exactly. The advice is graft your answers to these common questions in English. Then practice saying them aloud.
And the focus is more on telling your story clearly and confidently rather than like perfect grammar.
Yes, it's about making them feel comfortable that you can communicate effectively when needed. That focused practice really helps your confidence too.
Makes sense. The more you practice those key answers, the more natural you'll sound when it counts.
You'll feel more relaxed.
Okay, so we got the why and the what. What about practical tips? What did the source suggest for actually improving your English for interviews?
There were some good ones. Try to think in English. Avoid doing that mental translation from your native language. It just slows you down and can sound a bit clunky.
Good point. Tricky, but probably effective.
Yeah. And stick to simpler sentences. Clear and concise is usually better than trying overly complex stuff.
Keep it simple. I like that.
Also, learn some power phrases. Short, impactful lines like, I'm confident this role matches my skill set, or maybe I thrive in fast-paced environments. Things like that.
Ah, so having a few key phrases ready to go.
Exactly. And a really basic but important tip.
Yeah.
Just slow down a bit when you speak. It helps clarity and gives you a moment to think.
Right. And there was that nice little bonus tip, too, just smiling. Apparently, it can make you sound friendlier, more natural over the phone, or even in person.
It's true. Small thing, big impact sometimes. And really, all these tips feed into the main point. Practice. Consistent practice.
Yeah, that came through loud and clear. Practice is really the best way to build that confidence, isn't it?
Absolutely. Whether you practice talking to yourself or with a friend, maybe use an app or an AI tool, just speaking regularly makes it feel more natural.
Gets it out of your head and into actual speech.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like the source stressed, doing well with English in an interview signals more than just language ability. It shows professionalism, readiness,
Yeah.
that you're prepared for that global context we talked about.
So boiling it down, the key takeaway seems to be clear, confident English communication in interviews is crucial. It demonstrates you're ready for today's business world. It projects competence.
Perfectly put. Which leads us to a final thought for everyone listening.
Go on.
Thinking about all these techniques. What's maybe one practice tip we talked about that you could start using, actively incorporating into your interview prep starting today?
Good question to ponder. Taking that one concrete step could really make a difference.